This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
How long have I been in here?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm sorry, mate. Didn't mean to take a long break. Sorry. Now I'm back. And Trophy kind of bummed me out a little bit, no lie. Anyway.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Who says I want to listen to him? I want to go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just remind you that you suddenly came to my head.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Yep.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Nice room. You know, got a chair over here.
Yes,
Yep.
really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
All these chairs and the paintings are life, okay? Alright.
At this
look
point,
at this coffee
Stanley's
cup.
obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
But nobody left. It's got a clock over here, you know? Fine. Get out of here.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
I'm gonna go this way. Nah. Just come over here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yep, let's just do this.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There's a nice wrench here. You know, Dino eyeshadows.
There was
Yes
nothing
and
here.
no.
No choice to make,
Vaguely, I'm
no
only
path to
seeing
follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Or is it? It's just a nice broom closet. Here. Got a light. Got some more wrenches.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ah. Does that work? Have the mic set up to max. Hopefully that fixes it a bit better. So then just to re-answer your question, yeah, I have heard of Eyeshadow Speed. He's the one that does all those funny, screams and crap.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Just listen to this narrator guy for now.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But what about this one that just says Escape? Fuck it. Let's just continue going here. Ha!
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours, so here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk, you careful, you should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending, now it's an ending. And I believe in you, I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Hey guys, we did it. At least she's ever still in here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't want to. I want to go to the meeting room. Why do we even have to follow him? I know I'm just reading.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Exactly.
Wow.
More meeting.
Yes.
More
This room.
Yep.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room.
Yep.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ouch.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... What?
Ha!
Really?
Nerd.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Definitely.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
I doubt it.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Why should I? You're just some random dude that just popped up in my head. So why should I follow you?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
More been a team blue on a.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
But I like the blue team on Team Fortress too. I don't want to be on red.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
But why give me an option if you just want me to go through the red door? It doesn't make any sense. I'm going through the blue one.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well,
Yep.
Don't let me stop you.
Sweet.
You
Oh
see?
man, the secret
There's nothing
orange
here.
team.
I haven't even
Hell
finished
yeah,
building
dude.
this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yep.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me
I don't know.
absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
Giving you
Let me take a
everything.
stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Sure.
There we go. A third option.
third
This already
door?
feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
You know what? But I want to go through the left door. I don't even want to go through the right door.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest.
It
I'm
did
looking for
not.
some real critical feedback here.
All right.
A
You get
one? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a one?
Yep.
That's not even helpful.
Just a one.
What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, hell yeah, a leaderboard. Yeah. Worldwide leaderboard. Yeah. Alright. Shout out if you guys see yourself on here. The Mao. Who's ever Stanley? Man, dude, you... Wait a minute. I'm Stanley. Alright. I'm going through the third door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
It was bad. It wasn't good. It gets a 3.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
No.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
Yes,
Perfect.
I would.
Let me boot it up. In this game,
no.
the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
This game sucks.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
Spiting.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm
sure?
not even going to try. I'm out.
Wow,
I'm
quitter.
done.
Quitter.
It's
What a
over.
quitter.
Thank you for playing.
Man.
Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease
Sure,
the pain.
let's do that.
Let's see. What do we have here?
Alright, guys. Trick Chat's not going to be a Stanley Parable.
Yes,
Let's play. Let's
this
do it.
seems like it'll work.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
Here we go. Trick. Get tricked, boys. Bam! Big reveal.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose.
Yes.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity.
my God.
So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Alright, brain tumor. Yeah, I mean, he said that this was like for rock purposes. I mean, look at that rock. That's a nice rock. Or boulder. Personally tried playing this game in my own personal time, but honestly I can't get into it. All props to everybody else who can, but I
Oh,
just
no.
can't.
No, it can't be.
No.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh,
Whoa.
thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that
Wall.
thing. That big, open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
The end is never. Oh hell yeah, Rocket League. What's that
Wonderful.
Rocket League?
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ow. Alright guys, run orange team, yeah. Here we go.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Now let's score for the Blues.
Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Hey, yo! Hey, yo!
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you...
See ya.
Hold on. What are you doing?
See?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Nerd.
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
That's one way to get rid of brain tumor. I think I globbed up. Oh no, did I just get teleported into the back rooms? Is that relevant still? Oh god, I'm in the back rooms. I came to a set of 2 open. Oh, hey guys, who am I? I came up to a set of 2 open doors. I went to the door on the left. Ha! See, when it's my own decision, I can actually listen to it. Haha, nerd. No, right. What's this place? Oh, it's another office. Hell yeah, dude. I just get back to doing what I was doing earlier. Yeah. He's got nothing to say about it. Haha, he's stuck in Rocket League. Imagine. Okay, am I supposed to... Been a hot minute since I've seen this. Am I supposed to reset it? Oh. Well,
I wonder
okay,
what
then.
he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Somehow I'm back into this.
No matter
this
how hard
office.
Stanley looked, he
Ugh.
couldn't find a trace of his co-worker.
Which coworker? I hope this coworker that I find isn't so much of a jerk like this tumor. He's a tumor, he's a tumor, he's a tumor. He's a tumor, he's a tumor, he's a tumor. Oh, he's a tumor.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Not I'll listen to him this time. Why not?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might find it coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known it. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Man, I'm an idiot. That honestly should not have taken me as much as it did. Bang, bang. Haha, I get my own fireworks.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
My apologies to the background noise. There's nothing really much I can do about that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
And I'm back.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hell yeah. The good egg. Or is it? Let's find out.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Definitely the best.
Was it over?
Got the brain tumor still. Lovely.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
But what if I choose not to? I want to get back to my desk. I just want to get back to my job. You know, I got bills. Oh no.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon
I didn't
his
want to
skin.
leave.
The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
I didn't want it to happen.
And Stanley was happy.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm pretty sure anybody would be happy leaving work, but the end is never. Remember that. Never is the end? No, it's the end is never. 428. Yeah. Let me in, 428.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Now let's save the supposed new content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I think I will.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I am out of here. Right. This is a good way to leave. Yeah, leave.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
You suck. Alright.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
I just want
Oh
to
dear,
kill
would
this
you
guy.
hold on for a minute,
What the
please?
hell?
Now, let's... We went down right, left,
Yep.
down,
Yep.
left,
Seems about right.
right.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay, yes.
Okay.
I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Yep. Alright, this looks familiar. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley,
shit.
close your eyes. Okay.
better be closing.
We just have to get back to, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this
Go
nonsense,
back onto
we'll
the
just
chair.
restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
What restart? Bro.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I'm sorry,
Perhaps he had
guys.
simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
Brain tumor is getting
Oh,
a bit
did
worse.
something change? Stanley,
Oh, hell
did you
no.
change anything when we were back in
What
that
was
room with all the
what was in the
monitors?
break room
Did you
stuff?
move the story somewhere or... Hold
What was
on.
in that cuff?
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Sorry. Alright, if I remember correctly, he said, go to the door on the left. Alright, yep. This way, okay, we go right here. Yep, we go left. Yep, I remember. Yep, okay, this is definitely the backgrounds. Man, where is this office? Okay. Let's try going over here. Yep, right here, yep. Okay.
I'll say it.
Yep.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you
agree with
there
that.
definitely was a story here before. Do we
And
just...
now we're over here.
Do we need to restart the game again?
More chairs.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Wish he'd stop restarting.
All of his
the game.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
4:16. Well, alright, you thump your Bibles, talk about your Psalm, talk about your John 3:16. Well, Stanley 3:16, or Stanley 4:16, says he just went back to the office. Yeah, no, I'm not funny.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Bruh.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our step.
No.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure it
I
takes
can't
place
quite
in an
recall,
office
but I
building.
believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Right? Yeah.
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
You guys would beat the
I know
game.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it
won.
really paid off. So, good job.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
But I did
Okay?
win.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place
Said
is.
that I won.
I don't care what might happen this
No.
time.
No.
I have to
No.
restart.
Hello, my name is Stanley.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable
Hell yeah, dude.
Adventure Line. Just
figure
follow
out
the
what this
line. How simple is that?
Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Follow this line. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. 437. This is weird. Okay. Yep.
You see?
Yep.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, who's ever still in the chat, you just look at this thing. Look how magnificent this thing is. Look at the 3D textures of this plant. Okay, look at every single molecule that's in it. All right, just that video game plant. Yeah, definitely. Remember this. Take notes. Apparently that's what he wants us to do, so that's what we're doing. Alright, now back to this line.
Wait, what?
Isn't
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Yep.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
Okay, yep. Follow this line.
Oh,
Hey, we found
no, not again. Line, how could you have done this
This
to
is the
us?
story.
And after we
It's
trusted
down
you,
there.
after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
No! Why does he keep on restarting this thing? I'm taking the line again. I love this line. Dun, dun, da, dun,
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we
well, I
make
can't
up our
even
own
follow
story?
this.
Something
Bruh.
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh,
It predicted
this all
that I
sounds
would
perfectly
try.
doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Great.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I don't know.
Go
brain tumor,
wild.
but it seems like we're
Use
just
your
going in a
imagination.
circle.
Whatever it might be, Stanley,
Never
I'm
mind.
ready for it.
Here we go again.
Oh, no,
Hell
not you
yeah.
again.
No,
Stanley,
yeah.
I'd also like to veto the line from
No.
having any role in
Too
our
bad the
awesome
line-
new story. No
line
lines or
stays.
monitor rooms.
The line
Just don't
stays.
acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I am following this thing to the end of the earth. Here we go. It's like Shocker, you know? There we go. Yep. Aw. Damn. Took away my line. Can't even go over there.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I
we bring
believe I
back
need a
the line,
minute to
though?
think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Close enough.
Okay,
Dun,
so
dun,
I
dun,
know
dun,
that each
dun,
door
dun,
has to
dun.
lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to
Now
go,
let's
there must
go
be a
this way.
reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What? I want to go through the left door. Wouldn't even matter.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me
Huh?
that's what this is? It's all
Yeah,
one
that's fine.
giant ending?
Let's see.
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean...
Did
Did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
For the last 18 minutes,
How would we even know? Will someone come for us?
I could be wrong.
Will something happen?
Very well could.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, in the meantime...
Hello, I am Stanley, and I got a brain tumor.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, you know what? Let's do some of the new... Let's do a thing of the new content.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Let's find out. 416. Here we go.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Have all this in just my office building? What else has my boss been?
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yeah, brain tumor. You think everything's a mesmerizing adventure?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Sure. Let's try it out.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I can jump. That's a couple of good ones. Wait, I only have 28 jumps. Ugh. Let's see.
Is that it?
Yes, so.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait, there's more. Very good. Yes.
Oh, come on.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
There's a plant right there. What?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Should.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Okay, I guess he just reset it on its own. Lovely. This isn't my office building. This is my office, but where's my building? 4:30. Yeah.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here!
Oh no.
In the vent! I want to show you something!
Oh no, he vented to me. Oh no. And the imposter's sus. Lamau. Okay, come on, that's a joke. Stuck on a loading screen. No, never mind.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Facts. Taking a trip down memory lane.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
But you gotta love the elevator content. It's down here. Can't even open the door. Person of the month.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Reviews.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Oh no, it's the serious room.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years.
Oh no,
I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Let's find out.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is.
So on and so forth, until inevitably, until the end of time, at which time...
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise, or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like... Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch, and I have to believe... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
Oh no, he's
maybe I'm not just a fiction.
No. It's dark in here.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a...
The clock's not changing. Narrator? Where's the brain tumor? Brain. Why isn't my brain tumor talking? Oh no. Did he finally die off?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition.
Hey, buddy.
But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world, as though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course,
And he's gone again. Lovely.
the end is never the end, 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 is never.
Don't know about you guys, but I'm just feeling a bit uneasy about this, but there's nothing else that we can really do, so. Roof collapsed. Lovely. We've just been standing here for God knows how long. That's okay. Oh, it's not daytime. You got some light. Sweet. At least for now. At least until I press that button again. Is that a mime? Well, I don't know. Oh, okay. There we go. Alright, let's press the button again. Oh, we got more ninja. Sweet. Fence. Skip. Ash. Great. Apocalypse. Nice. Let's begin. Emptiness. Aw, frick that. Get me out of here. Oh. No. I don't think I can skip anymore, so let's venture out into the emptiness, I guess. Yeah, open world, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 on IGN. Would rate again. Alright. I think I'm gonna stop right here. For all who stayed the entire time, thank you. I'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully with a different game. Okay, well, I'll see you guys later. Alright.